Yes. It's a video. It's a video that is not beer related, but it is beer related because a lot of brewers do this. It's a mead video. Welcome. Welcome in. Today is the start of a mead. This mead is a special mead. It is honey that is given to me through the viewers, one of you. Let me get some info on this. Michael sent this to me. Thank you so much. It was a quart of honey, 3 pounds. And here it is. I wasn't sure who sent this to me originally. I thought it might have been yeast harvested. It's not. It's mead. There it is. It's, well, not mead. It's honey. It's honey to become mead. This is it. Here it is. We're doing it. And I'm very excited about it. I responded to Michael being like, give me some info. All he says is, bees at my community garden. And I'm going to spell this out. The town, W-A-U-W-A-T-O-S-A, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And he sent me some New Glarus too. I haven't had that yet. Savoring that puppy because I've never had New Glarus before. So what I'm going to do, the very, very, very first step is I'm going to actually harvest some yeast. Yeast and probably bacteria to make this with. I was like, you know what? I want to do some standard mead. Of course I do. I got some awesome honey here to use. What should I do? How am I going to make this? I could do the standard route. That's not what the channel's about. That's not what I do. That's not who I am, naturally. I'm harvesting yeast from my 1-gallon jug of wine that I have, of my wine that I just recently have made. There is a 6-gallon one back there. I have 1 gallon pulled off, and this is the one, for those who have seen the video, of the funky stuff. There's all sorts of weird funky wine dregs in this from multiple wine bottles. Let's see if I can show you right now what that is. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is in there. It's an orange wine. This is another, I believe, orange wine from Germany, Minkling. This, by the way, is the Calcareous, is the brand on that. The Fedeli, it's an Italian pet knot, I believe, some sort of funky wine. And then whatever this is, another funky French wine. I believe all the dregs of that are in this, along with whatever was naturally fermented on the grape skins of this Grenache. I'm going to siphon from the bottom. The light went off. Don't worry about that. We're going to keep going. And I'm going to make a starter with it. And that starter will be the catalyst to fermenting this honey. And this is a little cold. You can see it's not really moving. I'm going to keep it out now for about 2 days, 3 days. And it will be what ferments that. I don't need to show the whole starter steps. So, well, the steps meaning like making the starter and stuff. But what I'm going to do is pull up what I use. CaptainBrew.com. That has a beautiful yeast starter and pitch calculator. So I'm going to do a 0.25 ounce starter. I have this old jug, well, not jug, jar or whatever. I'm going to scrub out, clean out. I use this as my yeast starter. And 2 days from now, hopefully it's going, hopefully it's kicking off. I'm going to siphon from the bottom of this. And how I do that is I have one of these tubes here. They're actually catheter, I think. Or syringes, whatever. They're a syringe, and I'm going to pull like this from the bottom with a tube coming out and pull from the bottom. Now, what this is I'm trying something called a surly. So what a surly is I stir it every day, every other day, how I've been doing it, purging it with CO2 and just stirring the yeast back up and all the gunk in here. I've been doing that now for a month and a half. Actually, probably going on 2 months. And the idea is to get different flavors out of it. And so yeah, there's a ton of gunk in this. This is just all the original stuff that I fermented everything in. And I'm going to use that, make the starter, and 2 days from now, hopefully it's going. So let's go 2 days from now, and hopefully all is going well. Back, here we are. The starter has been made. Honey starter. Activity has happened, as you can see. This, I was going to try to get to this in 2 days. It has been 4 or 5. No worries. It's still active. It's still good. Let's give it a smell. It smells really good. It's really fruity. So next step is to see exactly how much I have here and see how much water I need to add to this, to the honey. Measured, it is 3.6 pounds. You know, the jar adds a little bit too, but there you go. So what I'm going to do now is do like 0.75 gallons of water, kind of heat it up a little bit and heat this up a little bit and kind of get it all into one solution. Take a gravity reading, see where it's at. My starting goal is 1.100, and go from there. So you know how to add water. It's easy to do. I'm not going to show that step. Let's go right back right now, and I'll show you exactly how much I added and what my gravity's at. Okay, heated it up. I don't know, it's got a warm, probably about 140 degrees range is my guess. Heated the honey up because it was easier to get out of the jar, the mason jar. I did 0.8 gallons, and it was, again, 3 pounds, and that got me to a gravity of 1088. A little lower than I wanted. I'm glad I only did 0.8 gallons of water. By the way, the water I used was just carbon filtered. After my first mead, I realized I should have used spring water, I think, instead of distilled. I used distilled the first time, so I just used the carbon filter. I did sanitize this, my 1 gallon jug. I don't know, no one said I should or shouldn't on the first time I did this, so did it again. And I'm gonna give it a shot of oxygen. By the way, this looks a lot better than the start of my my last mead was like brown and weird looking. This is much better honey. Okay, so that is done. The oxygen is in there. About a 30-second purge. And let's do this. Add these dregs. Good decant off the top here. That should be plenty. Might be a weird color a little bit because you know, I was using wine dreg yeast and bacteria and whatnot. And what I'm going to do is I have nutrients. Let me find it. I have this BSG Fermax yeast nutrients from last time I did this. I will do a gram, I think basically every day for 3 days. Probably give a shot of oxygen again, probably about day 1, honestly, probably tomorrow. And yeah, let it do its thing. And yeah, so let's, I don't know if I'll show every single step of me adding the gram of yeast nutrient. What I did last time, I just sprinkled it in a gram, or I measured it and then put it in. Probably do the same. So let's cut to the next step, whatever, if it's adding the yeast nutrient or the end steps. Let's go to that right now. Welcome back to the next step. What I did was pour the extra into where I have my little like sort of yeast starter thing going with some extra slurry and stuff. So I have some extra. All right, let's see where we're at here. I did, before continuing on, add 1 gram around day 1 of fermentation of my this Fermex yeast nutrients. Then another gram on around day 2. It's day 3 maybe, day 2, something like that. I only did 2 grams total. Last time I think I did 3. I did one when the gravity's at like 1050-ish or 1030. I don't know, actually no, when I added my 3rd one. Someone did comment on my last mead video because it ended up being a little bit sulfury, and they said that I probably didn't have enough oxygen or yeast nutrient. So I actually gave this pretty good swirl the first 2 days of fermentation when I added the nutrient. It's at like 1035, 1033, somewhere around there, 10 bricks or so it looks like. The yeast obviously did not really get down there. I wonder if I pulled it out too soon. I had it in a fridge where it was kind of warm after the first week, and I needed it for something else, so I pulled it out. I wonder if I needed a little more time in the warm. So, really sweet still. Woo! All right, I need to get this lower. It just needs more time, more fermentation. I need to add more yeast to this, obviously. I'm going to try and keep it warm now again. Reheat everything up, swirl everything back into suspension. See if whatever yeast is in there can kind of jumpstart it. Hopefully that brings it down. If not, I'm going to have to just go buy some yeast for this and add it to bring it down closer to 0. But let's go to the next step, whatever that is. Okay, we're back. I got some champagne yeast, the Red Star Premier Blanc, and gonna add this in here. Just gonna eyeball, sprinkle some in. This should kick off again. I'm also gonna add a little bit of this Fermax yeast nutrients. Probably do like half a gram, just to give the yeast some nutrient. Also, 'cause it's probably taxed out. Yeah, hopefully it does its thing. I'll keep at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in that range. Check on it in about 2-3 days, and yeah, so there you go. Let's go to the next step. Welcome back. Next step, got the mead. I'm gonna take a gravity reading and go from there. All right, it looks like I'm at 1.002. So hey, some fermentation happened from 10:30 to that. I don't know if the champagne yeast did it. I don't know if naturally what I got down there anyway. I made it down to as close as to I want to get it to. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. What I'm gonna do now is actually transfer it off the lees, I guess you'd say, for wine, both of these, and into a new container, and transfer this in the small one into this jug here and fill it to the right to the top, and then I'm gonna let it age. There's all sorts of weird funky bugs in this thing. Let it go for 3 or 4 months or so, and then maybe just bottle it and then taste it right at that point. I may just let it go another month. I don't know. I'll kind of play it by ear. All right, I'm gonna transfer that now. I really thought I had enough to get to the top of the jug. I was short. Really annoying. Maybe a pellicle form. I have no idea if that happens with mead with the stuff I'm using, or with lactobacillus and pediococcus and all that junk that's in here. So that's it for this video. I don't know when this will come out. I'll do a part 2. But I wanted to at least get the ball rolling and show you a way to do this. So there you go. This is definitely getting very weird. I've never heard of a funky mead before done like this. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, of course, and see you next time.